Okay, it looks like I'm live. I am still just doing a little tidy up here. If you guys will bear with me for a second. Please don't think I'm ignoring anybody. I just I need to pull up my I need to put my sales goodies on the floor and pull up my Scaventure goodies. So give me just a second here. Get everything nice and tidy so I'm not looking all over the room for stuff. Sometimes during the sales, I get totally crazy and stuff will wind up in 2 or 3 different piles. And then, I wind up having to bounce all over the place trying to get it right. Okay, so this box is ready to go on the floor. Let me get around to the other side of the work smarter, not harder. Okay, so down we go and up with some of the goodies to show you. Give me just, and I can't read your things right now because I'm on the other side of the ironing board. Hold on. I'm not ignoring anybody, I promise. Right. That one. What is this? Oh, that's the thing from the Scaventure. Whoa. Oh, oops. There goes some index cards. That's what I was trying to avoid. Mini craft lunch. Okay. So let's put those right there. Is this a thing? Okay, I think that might be a thing. And then I've got these things down here. Let me just put those up there. Here. Alice has got her live stream, or she watches all those true crime stuffs. She's into it. Whoops. Okay, so you're just listening to me. Craft a lunch after craft a lunch. Hold the phone. I promise I am as discombobulated as I seem because that's how I am after a sale. And I feel a little bit stressed out about the sale still. I will work on making some amends tomorrow. But for tonight, I just want to have a little fun. Okay. Oh, so all right. If you fall asleep, we will totally understand. And for you, Leslie, too. Okay. Oh, give me a second to get over to YouTube so I can look at things the way you guys are looking at things. So these are, it's not a ton, and I think this is everything except for the clothes. I did buy a couple of clothing items, which I will also show. I just have to pull them out of the closet. Here we go. Let's click on this. And I appreciate the thumbs up. Thank you. That is awesome. Okay, so let's do that and put it on live chat instead of top chat to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Okay, so this will just be a quick one, a quick live after the live of what I got on the Scaventure Across America, the kind of middle America loop. We went through the top part of Texas, we went through some of New Mexico, we went through Albuquerque, we went through Oklahoma and Kansas, and then we looped back and we hit a lot of thrift stores, some Savers and whatever Savers is called, elsewhere. It's got a different name as you head east, but it's owned by the same company. We went to a few Dollar Trees, which are not thrift shops, obviously. And then we went to lots of little small thrift shops. So it was a fun trip. Did a lot of fun things. Okay, let me catch my breath for a second. Get a little drink of water. Okay, so this was in Oklahoma City, these things here. So we'll save that for a little bit down the line. This is one of the first things I bought. I love the cover, so that's going to become a junk journal for sure. I don't have enough places now that I've had the sale. Like, there's just piles now. It's got a kind of a creamy color paper, so I think this will tea dye nicely and be fun. And I also think it's a possibility that this may come out in signatures. I will see. I hope it comes out in signatures, but I don't think this is a very old book. So look at those fun end papers. It's 2007. Yeah, so it's not terribly old, but it does look, see, like right in here, it does look like it's signature sewn. So I'm hoping I can get signature pages out of that one. I love doing children's books. This one is The Bookshelf for Boys and Girls, Volume 2. They didn't have any other ones. I looked everywhere. I really would have liked to pick up a few more. This is from the University Society, and it's Happy Hours in Storyland. That's a fun picture on the front. There's a little bit of wear to it. Look at those. Look at those. The spine is also a little loose, so I don't feel bad taking this apart at all. So let's look at since 1897. So let's see, when's the actual copyright on this? 1955 on this one. Whoops. So this has like those kind of lightly tinted illustrations. Isn't that color just totally fun? So I believe this will come out in signatures as well. I love doing children's books, especially ones like this, these older ones with these fun drawings. I keep a little bit for myself, and then I pass the savings on. Some of the green tint stuff, a little bit more of that blue. I really, really, these are fun to work with for collages, to put in journals. There's a little bit of color on there, but I absolutely adore these end pages. Hey, Janice, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So those were some of the first things I found. I did not find a lot of stuff, but I had a very specific list. Like I had cleaned up my room just prior to us going, and realized I really have quite a lot of stuff to dye and a lot of really fun things. So I was looking for very specific things for some fall projects I want to work on. And then, of course, I'm always looking for music. So this is We Sing, Pretend, Play, Session 1. This is a very new book. 1998, 1996, 1991. We go with the latest date, which is 1998. So look at the font on the color is like a burgundy or a purplish kind of. So I thought this would be really fun. Obviously, it's not going to come out in signatures, but it's illustrated, and I think that's just and it's a unique size. You can make pockets out of this. And look, this part in session 2 still has the original, like somebody didn't even really use this. And that's got actual music stuff. But look at those illustrations. I picked this up and I was in love with it. So there's that. And then 3 Singing Pigs. Making music with traditional stories. Really? That's so fun. I do love to work with children's stuff, you know. Aside from being like totally a creepy person. Well, that didn't come out right. Sure, I'm a creepy person. I like scary, creepy Halloween. I'm a little bit off to the left when it comes to that sort of stuff. But then I also love some nature stuff. I love kind of boho, uh, eclectic hippie kind of stuff. I don't know if this has a date on it. I don't see one. It does have an ISBN. I don't think it's that old. But obviously just pull the spiral binding off that. And it's big enough that if you're working in a smaller journal, you could fold it up for a pocket. I think that would probably work, folding the page in half. I think it's just a good fun size. Nice line drawings. So that will definitely go in the tea dye, I think. Although I could possibly also color dye this. We'll just see. But yeah. So there's that. That's from before. Oh, I did find quite, in one store they had like a pretty good sized chunk of like kids music stuff. So I love the frog. I'm going to keep the cover and cut out the frog for sure. And this is a teacher's handbook one. And it does say 100% reproducible. Let's see, author's notes. I do MMV, so I'm gonna have to look that up. Hold on. Right, and I love the fun of it, but I also love the scary, creepy part. So I'm like titchy, cool, fun stuff, but also like creepy, bloody, gory stuff. I'm in both camps. I love them both equally. I don't think there's anything wrong with either one. MMV, Roman numerals for. I never have been able to do these. 2005. So this is not that old, but the paper is it's a nice creamy texture. I think it will take the dye well. I love to do music pages in tea dyed, but I've been trying to force myself to dye some of it in colors. It's just hard for me. I love everything in colors, but I feel like music, it just feels more I don't know, aged. Gives it a certain kind of, I love the look of, I don't know, it's just me. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to keep that one for myself though. I love froggy stuff. Okay. You love the creepy too. Yay, a fellow creepy person. And I don't mean like we're creepy. We like creepy things. I might be a little creepy. I don't know. People might think so. Okay. And then, so a lot of this stuff is going to be children's songbooks because, you know, I love the illustrations in this. They're just cute. So this is music with words and a lot of really fun illustrations. I also like the length of it. So you could put it in a book this way. Some people do that. Or, I don't know. There's just options. Some people hinge paper together weird so that, you know. But I just really like this. You could make pockets out of it. You could cut it down. So how fun is that? You could fussy cut out all the little illustrations, that little comics, and look at making faces. That's fun. And this has potential. I think it's big enough that you could put it in a book and fold it. You know, that'll work. I'm a sucker for music stuff. What can I say? I have no talent whatsoever where music is concerned. So there's that. And then I got some Christmas stuff. And these are like kids' practice books. These ones, I don't think had any notes in them, but I do have some that have pencil marks in them and stuff where obviously students who are learning to play. So no illustrations, but lots of nice white page to dye. a nice big size, so a number of uses. And then we got a bunch of these. So piano adventures, they're called. I just picked up the whole stack. I was like, woohoo! Janice is back. I saw it buffering on my YouTube, but when I went over to the back, so but they're all kind of like this is, and then I don't know what the difference is between the theory. Maybe it just teaches you more stuff, but a lot of times you see pencil notations from the students inside these. I just think they're fun. Froggy's in there too. Hey, Mary. It's cutting it. I'm sorry about that. Mike's also painting right now, so the cord that runs may be getting jiggled around a little bit. We'll keep it short. Oh, there's a CD in this one. I didn't mean to pick that one up. I try to leave the ones that have like the extra goodies there. Oh, these are folded, so before I dye them. The Phantom Complainer. Oh, I just think these are fun. And these are, because they're staple binding, I'll be able to offer signature pages as opposed to single. And I don't see this one has markings in it. I've seen some with stickers in them. Yeah, this has stickers in it. The little car stickers. Maybe the student was a boy. There's a star. So somebody was progressing along nicely. So this one does have some markings. And so there's some little star stickers. I don't get to see Mary in too much, so it's wonderful to see her. I'm sorry she's buffering now. That sucks. So lots of those. This was my favorite find because I like alien stuff. You know, I showed the stickers that I got at the Dollar Tree while we were on the trip, which is totally, you know, I love stuff like this. Not necessarily the people, but I love the little aliens and stuff. So this was fun, the little aliens and robots and stuff. This is the Road Rage coloring book. And there's a couple of colored pages in here, but and this is from 2017. So I may fussy cut. Like, I'm going to keep a good portion of this for myself. I'm sorry, Mary. And hopefully nobody's offended by the language. But look at this. Is so fun. I love the illustrations in here. There's the cat. So I may cut out like somewhere it's the, you know, because how often do you find cuss words? Jackass. I haven't decided if I'm going to tea dye it or not yet. I probably will. But look, I would totally like cut this up and like use the row of monsters and stuff. This is just, so this is right up my alley, but I also want to be able to share it. See, somebody colored that one and they were having a pretty good time with it. Giant word, giant the F word. But I love all the little aliens and the tentacly stuff, and there's just a lot of possibilities. So I'll probably tea dye this. I will keep a few for myself, and I will pass some of the love along. Obviously, these will be single pages, but how could you? I know some people will be totally offended, but I think this is just I wish they would have had more. Hey, Tina, how you doing? It is, isn't it just fun? That will get tea dyed and and offer it up. I found this Doonesbury. Not everybody's a Doonesbury fan, but I thought, the pages are really big. They could be used for collaging, So a few of them are colored, but most of them are the black and white ones. But I thought Doonesbury was pretty funny back in the day. So I just picked that up. I thought it would be fun to tea dye it. I picked it up on principle, Could be a fun element in a journal. And then we got a little bit more of the I think this is Christmas type. Martin Luther. Oh, so this is different holidays music. Independence Day. Oh, that's fun. So, same thing here, just a different version of it. Oops. And these are the teachers' versions. I don't know what the difference would be. But Boxing Day, Ramadan. So that's fun for an international kind of flair. A lot of music stuff. I was mostly looking for things to dye. Now, I have a few other things to show, but I want to get into this and a couple of books. We found, Els found, because this box of like math flashcards. Unfortunately, the card topper that we got, I think Els thought it was waterproof, but it wasn't. So we put stuff in the top and we didn't totally wrap it in plastic, thinking that it was waterproof. So some of this stuff got water damaged, and I think it will be fine because it's going to get dyed anyway. But these are like math, solve the equations. And then the answers are on the back. I have never seen these before, so I thought they were totally fun. Obviously, that one will go in the oopsies and uh-ohs once it's dyed. But so got a pretty fair amount of those, but they are a little bit water damaged. You can see in here. Like on the side here where I got. But because it's going to get dyed anyway, I think that will be okay. And if it's not, I will chuck it out after it's dyed. But there's no harm in trying, right? Whoa. Oh, I just flung those everywhere. The rubber band came off. Same thing. I have a big stack. This isn't all of them. I have a big stack of flashcards from the States, and you can see these got water damaged also. And it's got the capital. So it's flashcards for learning where the state is, where the capital is in the state, and then the state, the abbreviation, and the capital. So these will get tea dyed, and I think they'll be fine. I have given them time to dry out, so they're a little warpy, and they're going to be a little warpy after, but I think that it will be okay. I haven't seen anybody say anything in a while. I hope that this is not buffering. And then we found this. This may be a problem. We found this box of window envelopes, and I'm going to try to dye them, but it may be a lost cause. We shall see. They're not all this bad, but it was a huge box, full, chock full. This one broke my heart. I am going to try and salvage it, but I don't know how it's going to go. So there's that. That was the heartbreaking portion of the trip. So yeah, a lot of these are sealed. And I think I can fix that when they're dyed. But you can see they're very wrinkly. Yeah, the dyeing will bring the glue back up if I'm patient with it. I'll just let it sit for a few hours. And then as I pull each one out, what I'll probably do is get like a plastic, something thin and plastic, like one of those little short 6-inch rulers, and I'll gently lift that up, and usually it will come up, but this will be tedious because it's like a lot of the envelope sealed up. Hi, Michelle Noel. Welcome. I don't think there's a problem with the wrinkling and crinkling kind of thing. The only sad thing is because they are window envelopes, they can never be pressed. I can never iron them. So they will always be grungy. And some people may like that. You know, the fact that they kind of got pre-soaked might be something that people don't mind. Another thing is they could just be cut open and used as pockets. That's a thing that could happen. So we'll see what happens. But I will try and open them up. And they may be sold as damages because you could cut it open either way and use it as a pocket to stick tags inside of and stuff like that. If you were very careful with an X-Acto knife or something like that, I think it can be salvaged. But it's a huge pile of them. But they do make a fun, beautiful noise, don't they? Okay, so books I got. Okay. So I got this. It's Spanish, English. Maybe it's just, hold on. Let me double check here. I think this may be straight up. This is a Spanish language dictionary, all in Spanish. So the words are Spanish and the definitions of the words are. So this is a Spanish language dictionary, like an English language dictionary. This isn't a translation one where it's Spanish and English. This is all Spanish. And some people may not mind cutting them open as long, you know, it's not like I'm going to sell them. And I think, I'm praying this will come out in signature pages. But even if it doesn't, yeah, wait, hold the phone. I think, hold on, not that page. Come on. Look, it's going to come away as signature pages. I'm so excited. Let's see how old it is. I don't think it's that old. But it's a Spanish, how I don't get this lucky very often where it's all 2001, all in a foreign language. This is not an English to Spanish or Spanish to English where half of it's the English definition was Spanish and then it's Spanish with the, you know what I'm talking about, even if I can't like spit it out of my mouth. 2001 is when, but this, it's in signatures and it's all in Spanish. I'm so excited. Sorry. All right. And then I got two Asian language books. I just thought these were fun. The way the pages are set up. This is a medium. It's still lightweight, but it's a little thicker than some of the Asian books I've seen. And I loved the size of the page. I don't think this is going to come out in signatures. I'm pretty sure that is a glued in binding. And then there's this smaller one, which is music. Check that out. And it's got the Asian characters where the lyrics would go or where the directions for that. And this I think that may come apart in signatures. Check it out right there. Look at that. I think that's going to come apart in signatures. Maybe I will get very lucky. I know most people don't care, but when I can get something apart in signatures, woohoo! And then this is a personal interest because I'm going to be making a couple of serial killer journals. I have like 2 or 3 ideas that I'd like to, no pun intended, execute. This is about the BTK killer. It's one of those true crime kind of. So I'm going to read it, and then for the book, I may take excerpts out of this and use that. It could also be kind of used at Halloween if you're not minding extra cribby. One of the bonuses for this one was I think that this may come apart in signatures. I'm looking. Yay, now it's behaving. Other people may not have an interest in this sort of thing, and I totally get it. So glad to see you, Mary. You work so hard, lady. I hope you are taking some time to craft. I think just the world of you. I'm also looking for some mass market paperback true crimes where you get the single page. I just have some ideas for that as well. And I know people who like the super extra creepy, maybe that's a step too far creepy, will go along with me on this journey. And then I'm also looking for Stephen King mass market paperbacks for another project. I did not have any luck. The one store that they had a bunch of Stephen King, but they had it really marked up. It was a super small town. And maybe some of the photo pages from here could go into the, but I'm trying to educate myself a little bit more. Like I used to watch and read a lot of true crime. Yes. Or where they're like maybe, and some people may not be on board with this. I wanted to kind of make it as a journal. Part one of them is the idea, and maybe I'm shooting myself in the foot. Somebody will run with it before I can do it. Is from like a budding serial killer's perspective, where they may be figuring out who they are and kind of taking notes and keepsakes and stuff and putting it into a book. Stephen King paperbacks. I bought this one because I think it will, as a hardback, because I think it's going to come apart in signatures. Mostly what I'm looking for is the mass market paperback, or even that other taller size that's a little bit bigger than mass market. I just have some pocket ideas and some other tags, and I want to use a part of the books for on almost any true crime that's like serial killer related. And then as a separate project, I'm looking for Stephen King mass market. And I really don't want to pay more than $1 or $2 for them. So the one store I found them and they were like $3.50 a piece. And that's not a bad price for a mass market paperback. But when I added up the total for all the titles, I was like, Oh, thank you, Mary. That's very sweet. And I will gladly reimburse you if you find them for sure. That's my jam. His early stuff, I'm not too into anything he wrote, say after Dolores Claiborne. And I get it. It's not for everybody. And I will mark any stream where I'm like working on that journal or where I'm talking about that's what's going on, because I don't want to gross anybody out. And I know some people can't handle horror in its truest form at all. Oh, you are just the best person ever. Oh, you're such an asshole. Get out.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're not supposed to tell anybody he's nice. Shh, don't tell. It'll be our little secret. But I love it's bad for me food. I love The Shining is one of my favorites. I love it. I really, really enjoyed The Stand. So a lot of his earlier works, and I am looking mostly for mass market paperback. If I could find a copy of The Shining and it in hardback that I could take apart in signatures, I would be over the moon, but I don't expect that. I'm happy if I could just find some paperback mass market size. Almost anybody who does horror, now Richard Lehman, Peter Straub, but I'm specifically with the horror outside of it and The Shining as hardbacks that I could take apart as signatures. I'm looking for mass market paperback, and I don't know what the other size is called. It's the width of a mass market paperback, but it's like 1.5 inches or 2 taller. I don't know what the hell you call that. That size would be okay too. Because I don't expect to get those out in signature pages, but I have some fun ideas for their uses. And for other creepy people out there in the world who like creepy things, I'd like to be able to offer a little bit of a variety pack of tea-dyed and color-dyed papers, like in grays and, with the edges dyed, maybe dip dyed, where it's like bleeding up the page in red and purple and blue. Oh my gosh, Janice. I don't wish that on anybody. I'm not so desperate. And I definitely, if you come across like a first edition, sell that bitch for some money. I'm just looking for something, because a lot of newer books, it's all glued in. They don't sew the signatures in the same way. So if I could find that would be bomb. But I'm happy with if I can find mass market paperbacks. So that's my thing. But on the true crime stuff, I want to read them a little bit, give myself a refresher, be able to pick out some pages that I specifically want to use in the journals. She said, definitely. Some people are. I'm a hoarder of some things too. So, but this was bought specifically with a purpose in mind. Right now, I've got a bag of goodies that I didn't even break into yet. This is more music stuff, though, so I don't know how excited you guys are about that stuff. But a lot of people like music stuff. Okay. Come on. And there were 2 or 3 small towns we passed through that just had some really great stuff. So check this out. Oh my God. I don't know if I'm going to tea dye these or write you guys notes on them, but I'm thinking tea dyed. Would that not be fun for a journal maybe? I got 3 of these. They were, and I got them super cheap because they didn't have a price on them. So super happy. I just thought these might be totally fun to journal with, or I might just be writing you guys notes on them. Oh my gosh. Oh, a break-in. That's not good. See, for that's I would have loved to have taken those off your hands. For like Valentine's Day, I'd love to do some cheesy romance stuff. Bodice rippers, you know. Okay, so these are, I don't know that I'm not going to flip through all of them. You guys kind of get the idea of what these are. I lucked out. Maybe these are the ones with markings in them. No, I still mostly got no markings. I got really lucky with these. But that's trombone. I've never seen like trombone music before. I was like, oh, that's good. Anything that's a little bit different, you know. And then we hit some more piano stuff down here. Hopefully I didn't like totally screw up some Middle America piano learning thing. So they'll all be kind of like that. So we got piano. These are the piano adventures again. There's a theory primer book that's a little bit thicker. Piano is the thing I find the most, and then guitar. But I'm always looking for like drums, and these are just so much fun to dye. And this one's again staple binding, so you'll get a whole signature page when they're dyed. And then I bought this, not because I want to watch it, although I'm wondering if maybe I could use some of the, how do you get, there we go, some of this for mixed media. I'll have to look into it. I bought it for the cover. I bought off of somebody a while back a little junk journal made out of one of these boxes, and you can judge me if you want, but this is Nora Robert hardcovers. She's a classic. I just think it would be fun. Mass market paperback size is fun for tags and embellishments, and they dye so well. They do flat dyeing really good, but they also do that wicking up where you, like the tags that I do where it wicks up from the bottom to the top. You can lay the book pages, you know, you can block them and put them in and kind of move them around, and you can get some really interesting effects. I love this movie, this whole series. They only had this one. I looked for the other ones. But I'm going to make a little journal out of this. I love this movie. Like, I don't find Brendan Fraser like sexually attractive, but I love him in these movies, and I love their chemistry together in the movies. And I love the guy that plays the mummy. What is his name? Can never remember his name. I think it's Adrian something. So I'm going to make myself a little journal out of it. Every time this movie comes on, and anytime it's available on Netflix, I will watch it over and over again. I cannot help myself. So this is totally a me project. This was a me buy all the way. Nobody can have it, although I don't think there's anybody out there that wants it either. Okay. So I showed you the alien stickers already. Okay, this was my favorite stop on the whole trip. We went into Oklahoma City, and we were driving, and Els all of a sudden took like a left-hand turn. And I was like, what the heck? And then she just started driving through this neighborhood. So I thought, okay, she must want to just look at the old houses and stuff, because it was kind of old, an older neighborhood. And then we pulled up in front of a house, and the guy was having a yard sale, and he was totally dang fireworks. The bad guy, he was yummy, wasn't he? I find him more sexually arousing than Brendan. I loved Brendan Fraser movies when I was like a teen and a tween. He was like in all those stupid movies. So I have a little bit of soft spot for him, but it's not like a, ooh, I think he's crazy sexy kind of thing. I just like him as an actor. So this guy wore a hat. He was a hat guy. One of those hats you kind of wear hiking with the broad brim, and it's kind of floppy. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, fireworks get me every time. I'm not a fan. But he had tons of board games. And I want to think there's another thing floating around. So I may have missed one thing, because I think I had 4 things. But I bought these for dying, including the books. This is a German game, and the booklet is written in German, so you totally know I'm going to die, even the booklet. Els is going to make a separate trip, and I don't know if I'm going or not, because she's talking about maybe taking Mike. It was part of the original jaunt, but Shaylee, who is Oogie, really, really wanted to go up and see Flagstaff. She's never been, and she's been through Yuma and Phoenix and Scottsdale and stuff. So we went through Flagstaff this time instead of Phoenix. But in a couple of weeks, or maybe a month, or maybe early fall, I don't know, sometime between 2 weeks and September, she's going to make a separate trip to the Phoenix area. So I will kind of keep you guys up on that. It may be me and her. It may be her and Oogie. It may be me and Oogie and Els, or it might be Mike and Els, or Mike and Els and Oogie. I don't know. I just know that she's going to make a separate trip. And then there's dice in here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but that's dice. And Board Game Geek Library. Holy effing, oh my God. I'm going to look that up. That's a thing. But I thought these might be fun and some kitschy fun. First of all, they're in German, so double bonus. But they are like, some of them are silly and some of them are a little creepy. I thought I might try to lightly. This won't, because they're shiny, I won't be able to leave them in. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong side. I'm a dork. Okay. But there are different, like, so I just thought this might be fun. You know, they're about the size of a playing card. They're a little bit taller and a little bit skinnier, but you could still make ATCs out of this. You could make them into little tags. They're shiny, but I think that it would still be okay. And then these ones are a little bit more creepy. We were back in May. Oh, Arkansas. That's a thing. So these have pictures on both sides, and I thought these would be great also in creepy Halloween things coming up. I'm not sure. I had originally planned. So that's the back of every card. And isn't she just delicious? And then there's just various other things. Isn't that great? I'm not sure if I'm doing a Halloween kit, because I heard a couple other people are doing them. But I typically do one every year. I didn't do one last year because I had just moved. But I had big plans this summer for paper packs and ephemera packs and some journal kits. I just think these are so much fun. Look at the one I'll keep a couple of these of everyone for myself. But I just thought this would be so fun. And the wordy part is in German, so heck yeah. You were in Scottsdale Friday, Saturday. I kind of miss Scottsdale. I know it's out of my price range now. And then I may also use the cover for something. I may see if I can peel that off. Just totally dig that. So, yay. And then I just for funsies, for a Halloween kind of thing, I typically get some, if I can find them. You can do this, Amy. The R.L. Stine, the Goosebumps books, because they're fun and they dye really well. The pages dye, they suck up color good, but they also look great tea-dyed, and they're just fun. And you can take out the, look, this goes this way now. So, oh, and it's got an inscription in there. I don't know, A-Y-R-I, Ariel. I am so proud of you for reading the most books out of the girls in our class. Oh, how sweet is that? I just thought this, I've never seen one of these. I just thought it would be fun for kind of a kitschy fun journal, you know? Pea soup green, right? Okay, and then this is Skip Bow. I think everybody's heard of Skip Bow. I love the box. The box is like felty. So I will dye the instructions. So there'll be like a little, but these are older. These are, let's see if it says on here somewhere. 1967. So these are old. I'm just going to take one section out. Oh, Skip-Bo is a card game. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So we have old cards. And I may just put these in some journal kits. I don't know if I would dye them. Maybe I'll spray them instead of dunking them because they're older. But they have that lovely old feel. Fun. So I get a whole Skip-Bo set for $1. This guy had his stuff marked down. If I'd had a little bit more money for the trip, I would have bought way more stuff. And then this one is Jotto, a secret word game from the makers of Scrabble. This is like reverse Scrabble. It's like battle. He described it as Battleship for Scrabble players. I'm not good at card games. I never really learned any. Look at the cute little pencils, though. Are those not just like the cutest thing? And I, of course, will do the card. Let's make sure there's nothing else in here. Nope. Nothing. The pencil's like locked in there. I got these mostly for the score pads. I just thought they would be fun. I don't know how old this game is. 1972. So these are vintage. And the guy obviously only played it one time. How fun is that? So I'm going to remove these from their thing, and I'm going to dye them. But I love this guy stuff. I wish I had about $50 more. And I think there may be one more thing. I really feel like I bought 4 things from this guy. Oh, you know what the other thing was? I bought, it's right over here. I got, and it does have the dust jacket. It's just, I take the dust jacket off when I read a book. I loved Heart-Shaped Box by Joe Hill. And I think he's Stephen King's son. And I thought this was about vampires, but I don't think it is. It's a weird book, but it is a horror book. Depending on how well I like it, I may go back to the Goodwill because I'm on page 41. I need a bookmark. Here, I'll use one of these. I don't think it will come apart in signature pages. And if it's not truly a horror book in like a vampire style, I don't know if I would want to use it for, but look at the deckled pages and stuff. It's in good enough shape that, or I could put it on paperback swap. Great end papers though. So I don't know what's going to happen with this. I want to finish reading it. I'm not passing any judgment yet. Well, it's like in reverse. So you try and guess what letters they have for what. So he likened it to playing Battleship, but with a Scrabble board. So I didn't read the rules yet, but it sounds like a lot of fun. But because it's vintage, I'm going to dye it. But he was like a game person. Like he hosts game nights. He had, one thing I really wish I could have gotten. He had a vintage spirograph, but he wanted like $6 for it, which is not unreasonable because it was vintage. It's the original. But like I had limited funds and we still had a couple states to go. So I didn't buy that. But he had a couple other games just for the sake of picking them up that I would have loved to have bought. But this was my favorite stop. I liked talking to the guy. He was clearly knowledgeable. He loved games. He loved books. Best conversation for me on the trip that wasn't like with somebody in the car. He had so much fun stuff. So I wished in that moment I had extra, a little bit extra funds, but I think I did pretty good. Got some fun stuff. And then there's just some clothes. So, I'll show you guys those. I don't know if anybody really cares, but in the event that you care, let's see. There's that. The closet is right next to this, so it's not the end of the world that I'm doing this. That's not from the trip. That's not from the trip. Okay, now you're going to be difficult. Where'd the other skirt go? Old phone. Lost some clothes. Okay. Oh, there's the other skirt. And there's the shirt. Problem is, like, the rack in this closet is super tall, and I am short. Okay. So this will go quick because it's closed. And it's probably not going to translate well to the screen. Okay. So I'm going to put these. I don't know where to put these. So this is like a tank top style shirt. And I'm a big person, in case you didn't know. But it had like this meshy sort of bottom and around the collar. So I bought that. We did a lot of board games too. And I'm a Scrabble player and I love playing. But I'm bad at it because I learned to spell phonetically. So I suck at it, but I do like playing. I play just for the sake of the game. So I got this little hippie skirt. Yes, I'm a boho hippie kind of person. It's rayon and polyester, but I love the pattern on it. It is elastic waist, and it had like this little dingle balls thing at the bottom, like in 2 layers. So it's rolling off the thing, so we're gonna. But yes, I love skirts. I haven't worn any in a long time. And then I got this skirt, which is also an elastic waist with a drawstring even. It's got like 3 crocheted bands on it. So it's, and then you get down here. And then there's like a salmony, pink, orangey kind of color down here. So I love the colors. Just something fun to wear. And I think it could go for, multiple parts of the year. It'll look really good in the fall. And I love skirts in the summer. Because, it's not pants. And I don't do shorts well. So, and then I just got a couple like tunic tops. So, in my size. And this one's got like the long sides. And it's got like a little sheer panel down here. So I think that will be fun. And I love blues. Blues are good. And then there's this, kind of in the same style. It's a little bit longer in the front than the back. It's got this detail in the front. And then this was an impulse buy. It is ugly as sin, but I love it. So it's got the collar that goes around your neck and it's a little tiny button. And then it's super long, almost like a dress. It comes like, if I were not a fat person, I would wear it as a dress. But I'll be wearing tights or, the leggings that come to your knee, just above your knee, or just below your knee will be what I'll be wearing with this. But it's hideous, but I love it. I love skirts. If I could find more of those type of skirts. I love a skirt that goes all the way down to my ankles or hits mid-calf. I'm not really a mini skirt person, but that shirt also hits a length where it comes like mid thigh. That's nice with those longer like shorts that are could I say like more often, that are like leggings but they're shorts, and then the ones that come just below your knee. That's kind of the length I would wear with that. But in the fall, I could pair that with a longer legging and some little boots. I love capri in the summer. Thin capri is the bomb. So that's really everything. There may be one or two things that I didn't think of that I got, but I think I've hit all the highlights for you guys. And I'm telling you, I went through my stash, and this is just an unpacked shit. I have some boxes of packed stuff because I really thought I was going to be able to move last month in April. Hey, and now it's been too long. I have some really great books, some really great, just some fun stuff to dye. Some of it's for the fall. Some of it's just for fun things. It's going to be a lot of tea dyed stuff coming up. I haven't been focusing on it as much, but I really want to get some tea and coffee dyeing done. I've thought about maybe doing like a coffee tea mix, but also a coffee like a chai mix, and then a coffee hot chocolate sort of mix. And I don't know if I'm going to put actual hot chocolate in it or if I'm going to mix some hot chocolate colored dye that I did. Good night, Michelle. Thank you for coming in. I always love it when you come hang out with us. I hope you have the greatest week possible, and I wish you the sweetest dreams. You are such a wonderful lady. And say hi to the mister for me. He's pretty awesome too. So, yeah, I found a whole new appreciation for my own shit. It was awesome. I can't wait to really get heavy into the dyeing. And it's hot now, so I can't do the double batches that I do in the fall and winter, but I can do lots of time because it doesn't take long for the paper to dry with the fans going and the heat in the garage. I just have to be careful and move the dye into the fridge if it gets too, you start, when it's starting to go. But a typical regular batch is only a couple hundred sheets, and with the drying racks, hell yeah. So I am really looking forward. I'm super jazzed about starting the tea dye again, which is tonight after I eat my shit food that I got, that Mike was nice enough to bring me. And that is all I have. Do you guys have any questions or anything you want to hear about? And I got a boo-boo and it hurts. So, but I was super tired when we got back. I got to tell you. But outside of that, I'm just jazzed for some things that are coming up. And if I could get a couple of things, to pan out. I'm a picker when it comes to that kind of stuff. I probably should just put a Band-Aid over that so I don't see it. Because it's the kind of scab that if I peel it off, it's going to well up with blood. But I feel such an urge to just peel it away. I'm sorry if that bothers anybody. I told you the truth about myself. So, if nobody's got questions or things they'd like me to address, which I am always happy to do, I'm going to call it a night. I really liked showing you guys my stuff. First aid cream. Yeah, I think we've got some in the bathroom, so I'll probably go do that. It's just a little tender, and I don't want to scratch it or pick at it. I'm trying really hard to be a good girl because it's not good for me to do that. Well, thank you. Next to the Band-Aids. Thank you guys for coming in and spending a little time with me. I appreciate the hour that you've given me, and I will see you again very soon. No worse than bite. I do not bite my nails. That's one of the few things I don't do. However you guys are spending your days and nights, I hope it brings you great joy and happiness. I appreciate you all coming in here and watching my stuff and talking about my things. And hopefully we'll have some creepy good fun coming up. Later this week, I am going to finally work on my creepy Halloween glue book. I got a new image that I want to make into a card. So until I see you in one of my lives or in a box somewhere, I wish you the happiest of crafting. Bye, 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 bye. Works great. Oh, yeah. That happens a lot. With the dyeing, it'll happen right in here. It'll start to crack from all the dye and then the dry. So So bye, 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 bye. And that is the end for tonight. See you all very soon. Hugs and blessings and all of that fun stuff. The end.